Okay, my name is Edmund, and just want to quickly introduce myself. Basically, I run an online-based business from home since 3rd March 2005. Okay, and I'm in the business of selling information and digital products. To be more precise, I sell this thing called private label rights, meaning to say that my target market are usually speakers, coaches, trainers, information publishers, resellers, webmasters, people who need to sell and share information. All right, because how I present here is going to really depends on your response. Everyone agree? Yes. Okay, that's what I want to hear. All right, what happened was that 10 years ago today, I didn't have any house. I was just moving out with my mom and my sister. I didn't even have a bank account because I depend on my mom. I was 16 going 17 years old at the time. All right, and what happened was that this was 2003. My parents filed for a divorce at the time. I'm going to spare you the whole drama, but to put a long story short, myself and my younger sister, who was 2 years younger than me, we decided to follow my mother. All right, and as for my father, eventually we will not see him again until now. So my sister, that means I was supposed to be taking SPM, and my sister was supposed to be taking PMR. All right, and like any son, you just follow what mom says, correct? How many of you can relate to that? Okay. So she came up with this crazy idea of going to UK. All right, she said, "Son, since there's nothing for us here, so why don't we just move to UK?" And I said, "Whatever you say, Mom." So we went there, and again a lot of drama happened here. Long story short, things didn't work out. All right. At this point in time, I told all my friends that I'll be leaving for UK, and I'm so glad that many of them didn't really press on why are you going there and all that. I just said because my mom said so. All right, very easy alibi. Okay, but things didn't pan out. I went there. I found out there was no school for me actually, and we had sold our house previously at a fire sale price. That means we sold it in July 2003. At this time, I'd forgotten everything I had learned, and I had to go back to school. I didn't go back to school in SMK Damansara. By the way, that's the school I came from. All right, I didn't have to go back because I was so embarrassed to see my friends again. They all believed that I went to UK. So how am I going to explain my whole short story all over again? All right, I had to go back to Malaysia again, and a relative suggested that, hey, why don't we go to Johor Bahru so that my mom can work in Singapore, earn twice the currency, and come back, and Edmund can continue school. All right, and with my sister, of course. So we resumed high school in Johor Bahru. All right, this place we went to in Johor Bahru is called Gamechanger. I don't think many of you have heard of it until the recent elections. From a school, SMK DJ, where we were #1 in a lot of things like debate, scouts marching, we were #1 in cheerleading. And this school that I went to in Gamechanger, it was also #1 in the police station. Because there's a lot of racial fights going on. The day I came in, right, there's a lot of this gangsterism and fights going on. People are not serious about their studies at all. Unfortunately, this was the environment I had to continue my studies. So I continued I finished my SPM here in a very low profile. And I had a friend that was still in touch in DJ at the time. His name is Kayong Shohan. Yeah, he was my friend from school. He helped me out, all right, with my SPM info and all that. 2004. Yeah, I think you're catching on to something right now. Okay, this was me in 2004. So I was really out of school, and I needed a job really urgently. Okay, so here's what I did for a whole year. Monday to Friday, I would work as an office boy. Thanks to a friend of mine, he managed to get me a job at his uncle's company. It's a cleaning chemical company, right? And part-time college on Saturday and Sunday. It's not like tailors and whatever high-end education you're thinking of. Yeah, it's just one of those course that I could afford at 1,200 ringgit, alright? But that's how I pulled it off at the time. But to put it very short, how I described that 1 year, it was just crazy. I felt like I was in purgatory. It really felt like I was in purgatory, but I didn't have a car at the time, so I had to take two trains to work at the time. I found a place in Segambut. I had to take the LRT to KL Central, and then take the LRT to Kelana Jaya, walk 15 minutes to work, and basically I spent 1.5 hours commuting just like that. Total 3 hours of just commuting in a day. So I spent all my commuting hours reading books actually. At the time, my favorite at the time was those rich dad books and things like that, okay? So I had never read so much in my life before, besides comic books, right? And my former boss was just, in one word, crazy. That's why the staff turnover was very high. How many of you can relate to that? How many of you got crazy employers? Alright, I can see a little bit of people backing up, but never mind, okay, you know what, you just give it yourself, alright? Just give it yourself, alright? So, I knew that this is a very short-term solution, and I couldn't stay in this job for a very long time as well, because people were going in and out, and my colleagues at the time were, you know, you've got this old lady in her 50s always saying, this is how we do it back in my day, you know, young boy, this is how we do it back in my day. Alright, and then you have this another lady colleague who's always complaining about her husband, her son giving her problems and all that. And I know I gotta get out of here like real fast. What I did on my off hours was I tried some crazy ideas, right? I tried to join this multi-level marketing, and as you already probably heard the rest of the story, it didn't work out. I tried to sell Magic the Gathering. How many of you happen to be playing Magic the Gathering, by the way? Alright, maybe we can play one day, we'll see. Alright, I tried to sell these cards. I was rich selling these cards, but there was a problem with it. I was not 10 years old anymore. Okay, so that didn't work out as well. And then one day I heard about this possibility of making money online, alright? And it was just one of those ideas at the time. Okay, so I wasn't sure whether it would work, but eventually I got into it. The first book I read about internet marketing, and is worth mentioning, is this man named Senzi. Alright? He wrote this book, How to Earn US Dollars in Your Pajamas, a true life account of a Malaysian internet entrepreneur making money in US dollars. Wow, remember that. He really did. So I read the book, I got excited by the ideas, but there's only one problem with it. I couldn't afford those 5,000 ringgit coaching programs or anything of that sort. Okay, I couldn't afford it. So I tried doing it on my own. So here's what happened. Oh, by the way, just a fun fact. I didn't have many pictures of myself from up until 2005. I didn't have many pictures of myself, but this is pretty much how I looked back then. This is the closest picture I could find. My hair was so long. So 2005. After putting in 1 year of being with my crazy boss, I finally found the courage to quit the job. All right. And I had 4,000 ringgit in savings at the time. So if you remember the exchange rate at the time, $1 is about 3.7 ringgit. So I had about 1,000 US dollars plus to start our internet business. Okay, I thought it was more than enough. Turns out I was wrong. Okay, it's not an exaggeration to say that this was the worst period of my life, because at this time when I went back to Ulaanbaatar, where my mom still is, she still couldn't get a job, and I was very excited. I said, hey, you know what, Mom, we can make a lot of money online, you know, but son, what about your job? Don't worry about it, man. We can make it, man. So 2 months later, things were not really working our way. Alright? And I said, you know what? We're running out of savings, but I said, hey, you know, I still think we can make it. Then my mom threw down the card on me. Son, actually there's something I didn't tell you. You know, when someone talks to you like that, it's not good, okay? Son, you know the rent that we owe for 2 months, we actually owe 4 months right now. Okay? You know that electric bill? Yeah, that's why you're seeing a rate notice right now. We didn't owe them 1 month, we actually owe 4 as well. Alright? And I know that since Ulaanbaatar didn't have any broadband at the time, it was all dial-up. So my business was started on a 56K dial-up modem. Alright? When I heard all this, I just wanted to collapse. You know, wow. Just wanted to cry. Now I'm a person who curse and swear a lot. I'm just going to be very frank with you, but it was so immense that there's nothing to say anymore. And after randomly spamming links here and there, back and forth on some forums, whatever, I even dropped some, had the cheek to email some people. I didn't know it's actually called spamming as well, but I did it. I did it. I said, hey, I got this book that I'm a reseller to. Do you want to buy it? I didn't know it's called spamming, so my impression of spamming was spamming on forums, but I didn't know this was spamming as well. But hey, actually, that's how I made my first sale. Actually, right on the third month. This is how my first sale looked like at the time. Alright, so when I made this sale the first time, it came into my inbox. I ran upstairs to the first floor and I woke my mom up at the time. I said, Mom, we made a first sale. So really? Because my mom was like, you know, you just woke up, right? You just went all the way down, I showed her this, and it's like, wow, is this real? I said, yeah, I think so, because I see it at $97 US over there. And my son, I thought you're selling to Americans, but why is this from Africa? You know? Yeah, my first sale was from Africa, really. It's not the US like most people would have thought so. So, to put the whole long story short, I just kept trying and trying, and it came to a point where I was able to clear all my debts by Christmas, okay? I'll tell you one game changer at this point. You know the private labor rights business I was telling you about just now? I got into it by accident, alright? I discovered there's this group of business owners who wanted to sell content but didn't have time to make it. There's one time, there's this guy from Russia, he emailed me and said, Edmund, I like your product, but I was wondering if you have more, alright? And I want to buy exclusive rights from you. I'm willing to pay $550 US, and to me it was big money at the time. So the first thing I said, yeah, I have, but I haven't created anything yet. But I really was hard up for business. I didn't want to lose, because if I said no to him, he's just going to go to somebody else. I was hard up for business. So I said, yeah. I took the money first and then I started creating. So he didn't realize that I created it on the fly actually. But that's really how I started out at the time. So in 2006, alright, I met this guy who I would say is kind of a game changer as well. There's this guy by the name of Kai Eng, and actually he is Kai Eng's eldest brother, alright? Not a long story short again, he was something like me. He was looking for a way to get started, and I was just doing quite okay at this time, alright? I didn't have any coaching program whatsoever, but I took him on and taught him whatever I knew, okay? He was actually honestly speaking, he was in a bit of a financial mess like I was last time, alright? And I brokered him a deal to work with me, alright? So I went to his house, I showed him how to start an internet business just like I did, on a mutual partnership on this one-off project, alright? And what happened was that I went to his house in PJ, and we were making, at that time my capacity was that I was able to generate a lot of sales in 24 hours, but I didn't know how to make it evergreen at the time, okay? So when he first saw the sale, like just now that example I showed you, except that it's like times 30, times 50 right now, he was so ecstatic, he was like jumping up at that time, and he was telling his then girlfriend, who's now his wife, right? That, oh, we're making real money, and all morning I woke up, I saw Kai Eng at the computer, alright, refreshing my inbox. My inbox, okay? And he was like, still clicking like the F5 button over and over again, like every now and then I was behind him, I was like, dude, it's over. We really made all the money with it, it's over. Really, I haven't. Is it over? I said, yeah. We made all the money we could. I said, yeah, sure. You know, it's like how people who gave their all, and that's what Kai did. He gave his all at the time as well, just like I did before. What I didn't know at the time was he was going to be my business partner to this day. As I'm speaking here right now, he's now in Vegas. He's going to be meeting up with some personal development leaders and marketers as well. I'm very happy for him. So anyways, as time went on, I just kept creating new products after products in this information business. I didn't want to give up. I didn't want to relax. Okay, I didn't want to chill out. So I just kept working on, and by 2008, most of my breakthroughs started coming in. Just to name the 3 top achievements I did at the time. I made my first million ringgit by 22nd November 2008, 2 days shy of my birthday at the time. And I was able to also co-author my first physical book called Secrets of Millionaire Students with a guy from Singapore. His name is Stuart Tan. And this is a bonus, so it's nothing to do with money or whatever, but I also got featured in the Star, alright? When I got featured in the Star for the first time, I told my mom about it. The first thing my mom asked is like, Edmund, what do you do? Yeah, alright? Some of you may come from not so well-to-do families, alright? Some of you may even have a terrible parent, okay? And your well-to-do friends don't seem to understand you at all, and you want to prove yourself somehow. Some of you may be from well-to-do families. Everything's good, your parents are good, you've got good friends, you've got good grades, you've got good school, you've got a good job. Everything is so good, there's no more room for grade. And then when you see friends who are just skyrocketing above you and they come from not so fortunate backgrounds, and you ask yourself, what is it that they have that I don't have? If anything at all, the reason why I continued working at that time was, I can basically sum it up this way. I work hard every day so that one day, every day is a weekend. That's how it was for me. Alright, so that's it for today, and thanks Ikrik for the incubation program.
Alright, so that's our first insider. And like I said, everyone comes with a different background.